So the relation for bad things to occur has an entropy that can be described in electromagnetic or physical gravity waves. The weight behind electromagnetics and gravity is infinite because there is no gravity in electromagnetics, but there's a value that can be shocking, and that's what it's described best at in terms of gravity. There's things that I found that are in boxes. Today is no exception of padlocks as well. The last padlock I saw was open, and this one isn't. Because after the penguin did a waddle, instead of like calling rain out, hugging a tree, he did a waddle and it made an entire city flood. No different than how a lake is on ice and then melts when the summer comes in, as opposed to a mosquito when it is inside of a waterbed, but the waterbed is indoors because it's a hazardous waste facility. The hatching of the mosquito egg is just as the ice starts melting, allowing tadpoles inside of it to grow. How don't object that could be used for catastrophic purposes, something that Shao Kahn did with a hammer, something that Pino said they saw someone's head get smashed by a corner of a 800.
It was for the whitest day.
A game that was bought by Soldier Boy, a rapper. He has ownership to all the Atari games. So is this an Atari screen? And if so, how much would it cost if it was being copyrighted inside of this video versus a regular text on a computer versus one show on screen? Does the show on screen own the text even though it's a generic one? How generic is a generic one? Is it a state legislated electric cutout plexiglass screen or an exit sign? If you show a reflection of it, it will never be, it's degrading the actual light bulb's dynamic in it. And how dynamic a light bulb can be is as bright as a star, and all the information kept within a star is a copyright material that is not a projection. But if you're to charge someone for that, what would it be? And why is it okay if, or when is it not okay if you show an entire movie's text as words, but it was owned by the movie screen director? Soldier Boy owning all the Atari games versus Bill Gates owning all the physical material farmland that is the biggest one operational in the America, who has got a smarter safeguard. Match their tone perfectly. It could vibrate off this red and green light if you're moving it in slow motion and blinking it. The audio between me and these birds Doppler shifting is canceling, and that makes interpretations that they can read. I don't know how bad it is that everyone is dangerous or knowing how to not be. You could have something following you at any time, and it could be an animal, a coyote, or a Pokemon Sonic that you've never seen in your life. That's why the story of Bigfoot is just one of Smokey the Bear. If you see something like that, be careful. And so when there's different codings to things that you can have lost, I can have 2 earbuds that were expensive from Samsung. Don't know where they are, but if they were children, it would be illegal. But just because my earbuds are gone and they're trash on the ground somewhere, hopefully not on the ground, or else I don't think they would be tampered with unless they were in a place like a sticker had on a door. Tampered with, you can check easily. Old trick I learned from a teacher in Vermont, my social studies, and he knows geopoliticals really well because he has license plates in every state, and that means that's not trash because maybe they found that on the side of the road. Whatever the point may be, it's not illegal if you lose your earbuds. But if it's trash and you lose your earbuds because your earwax is on it and it contaminated an entire county, get turned into zombies and tried to not be part of Chernobyl, and everyone was crazy like that because they were like in Batman where a girl goes up to a guy and asks a question with a gun and then Batman had to intervene because he got there first. And the cops didn't know what he was doing there until they both showed up and found out not to hurt each other. For no reason except for you've never seen a basket full of brownies in a trash can and everyone's acting casual. That tobacco just hit me way too hard because it didn't have paper in it. I wasn't used to that. I found so many boards on the side of the road, and if you pulled one up and it was something that shouldn't be there, would you run? And if you have these phones that catalog everyone's voice, a computer can be smart enough to mimic it. And that's what a ghost does when it's inside of a room, but it isn't a computer. It's the literal room's wind. And that's what a quantum computer does, and that's why the scientists can't have one, because the best they can do is just print up low-end script of DNA, genome codes that are glitching the matrices. And the matrix of this plane goes out to infinity. But then when scientists find out it's crushed up like small paper and can curve on itself in the Rosen-Einstein bridge, they don't know why, other than a teleport from the nether realm. If that did happen, it would be on a crunch. And I think that's an important question to ask, because a lot of people are covering up their face because they're scared of everyone. And if you don't know if you're dangerous or not, is a good question if you're a microbiologist and you have a whole bunch of conventions that you go to in order to speak about people's conditions, because you have a CRISPR gene editing system that can 3D print whatever sequence is necessary. I was just asking that because I'm questioning how dangerous an individual is. If I spit into a sock, it's better than spitting on the floor. But then if I carry the sock and throw it on the ground and forget it, like I did one time with a tin that I found earlier and now is in my lip, that would be dangerous if I had something to do with the amount of danger it is trashing things if you're white trash. And I'm surprised in Ozaki to see this here, because last time they clipped all the wires. So we have few of these, and today in one town in Ozaki they don't have any of the wires, so I'm surprised to see the pump even here. And just as a touchscreen, when it cracks it can stop working, or a bike lock that isn't one, and you can't work a pump, and a pump would fix all your problems of momentum. When it comes to speedy access, like under 25 seconds, but this is locked and I can't get it out. I got this cap off once, but it's not coming off it twice because it doesn't pull up the pump if you take it off. So is literally littering illegal? What I did literally on accident, yes, but I got the tin and then I just have the paper that I threw on the ground, and I think paper is not littering, but I'd like to be corrected because I don't know if it was entirely made out of paper. So to a certain degree I could be absolutely wrong and just littered something that was like plastic. I heard in French fries they put cardboard inside of them and chop it up so small that no one can tell that it's just a little bit crispier than usual.